Back to business in Lansing as lawmakers return to the state capitol, but it's not business as usual, with Democrats now in full control in Lansing for the first time in 40 years. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle laying out their vision for the next few years here in Michigan.
Our Grant Herms has been following the developments all day. He joins us now with what comes next, Grant.
Hey, good evening. So they plan to hit the ground running, but today was all about the members as they too took their oaths today. They ushered in a historic new legislature and a newly unified state government.
A historic moment. Michigan's first black Speaker of the House, Joe Tate, starting the state's newly minted legislature. His first order of business, a bipartisan call to action.
We have a choice. We can be agents for change, or we can be obstacles to progress. I, for one, am committed to change, and I'm looking for any and all willing partners to join me in moving Michigan forward.
The Detroit Democrat will lead the House alongside Democratic leadership in the Senate and governor's mansion, the first time since 1984. But their majorities are slim in both chambers, something Republican leaders touched on today, while still backing Tate as Speaker.
In a closely divided legislature, the people of Michigan want us to closely work together on their behalf.
But in a break of long-standing tradition, a group of 8 far-right Republicans who have created their own so-called Freedom Caucus voted against Tate, their opposition over the chamber's new rules, a potential sign of fights to come. But mainly today was a celebration of diversity beyond the Speaker's election. 55% of the legislature is 50 years old or younger. 40% are women, including the state's first female majority leader, Winnie Brinks. And there are 7 open members of the LGBTQ community. New perspectives for a new era in Michigan.
Now, another really cool moment today was the final day for House Clerk Gary Randall, who served in the legislature for nearly 40 years. It's been his job to guide every single bill through the chamber, and he became a constant voice for advice for hundreds of lawmakers and staffers over the decades. His last official act right here was to hand the gavel to the state's first black Speaker of the House. He said he couldn't think of a greater honor to end his career. He's just a wonderful guy, and a lot of thanks to him. And he's passing the torch on to somebody else that he's confident in, but a very special moment.
And Grant, there was a lot of ceremony there at today's meeting. When does it get to work?
Well, that happened today. So the Democrats today laid out their first bills that's tackling repealing right to work, prevailing wage, expanding gay rights for gay Michiganders in Michigan here, as well as getting rid of the state's abortion ban that's still on the books. On the Republican side, they also want to tackle some of the EITC tax reforms as well, but maybe not the way the Democrats want to do it. So that could set up our first big fight looking forward here.
You know, you'll be following it.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Grant.
Thank you.